Here we go. Predators push the puck into the King zone. Carvalho's back to pick it up. He moves it up to Dean. Dean chips it over. 3 for Rafalski. He's unable to receive it. Predators go the other way. Centering attempt broken up by Rafalski. Pushed back to Tui. Tui moves it up the wall. Coffin skates into it. Rafalski is able to backhand it out of the zone. Carvalho gets chopped down. No call. Puck moves back to Tui. He picks it up behind the net. Tries to make a move. Loses the puck. Puck works its way up the wall. Dean chops at it and is able to chop it out into the neutral zone. Predators regain entry into the King zone. Down the right wing, zips it up and over Lamberti. I think it went off his glove here and up into the netting. So face-off's going to take place just to the left of Lamberti. Just getting underway here in the first period. Rollins lines out, pushes it over to, Dolan lined up in the winger position, kind of caught me off guard. Pax over there on the right wing, he's in it on the forecheck. Baker comes in, chops away at it. Behind this obstruction here, Predator's able to move it through the neutral zone. Roland disrupts that through the red line. Baker's got Pack, he moves it over to Pack. Pack shoots it, big rebound. Rowan picks it up, pushes it in the corner, and it's cleared out and all the way down to the other end. Icing being called on the Predators. Predators took a shot on their own goal there. He had to come up with a little bit of a pad save, put his glove over it. Face-off taking place just to the left of the Predators goalie. They pull it back into the corner. Scarborough in there with some pressure. Puck moves up the far side wall. Just gets chipped beyond Modry. Botrov back to pick it up. He circles away from pressure. Cuts through the neutral zone. Headman pass hits Scarborough on the right wing. Centering attempt to Botrov. His drive just wide of the net and back out. Push back behind him. Predators pick it up. Chip it up and out. Down the right wing. In on Lamberti. He tracks it into the glove. Puts his glove over it. Coffin chips at it. Tui skates into the loose puck. Cuts across the red line. Splits a D. Trying to work through. Pull his stick back, but it got tied up by the defender. Puck works its way back to Dean, covering Tui's position. Predator's able to move it up and out. All the way back into the King's end. And that's icing being called. Face-off coming all the way back into the Pred zone. Face-off moves over to the far side. Carvalho's stepping off the wall, holds the zone. Pred's going to jump on the loose puck and able to chip it up and out. Tui picks it up. He hoists it over to Carvalho. Carvalho quickly moves it up to Rafalski. Cuts across the red line, down the right wing. Chipped off of his stick, but he stays with it into the corner. Move back up the wall. Just beyond Carvalho. Comes all the way back. Baker comes off the bench. Chips it up to himself off the wall. Works around the defender. They move it around near side wall here. Picked up by Dean. Shoved back down to Baker. He tried to hit Rafalski goes behind him. Predators get some speed, get around the D, and work their way in on Lamberti, and he comes up with the save. Predators with some speed into the zone. And Lamberti focuses on that. Rowan steps in for the faceoff. Chips it back. Dolan picks it up, wraps around the near side wall here, picked up by Pat, chipped up. Rowan's got it. Pack's got a chip at it. He gets it out of the zone now. Nope, held in by the Predators actually. Back to Dolan. He's going to circle around behind his net. Moves it up to Baker. He peels it off the wall. Comes back to Dolan. He moves it behind the net. Up the wall and out. Panamino off the bench on the puck rush. Puck comes off of his stick. Predators move it up the far side wall and out of the zone. Picked up by Panamino again. He cuts across the red line. Met with some pressure. Chopping at it. Rowan is over there. Gets it over to Pack. Pack pulls up on the red line. Circles back around. Sends it back up. But picked off by the Predators. Baker comes back. Picks it up. Gets knifed off of his stick briefly. He moves it up to Rowan. Predators go cross ice, near side here, lose an edge. Pack in on the forecheck. Modry picks it up, moves it up the wall. To Ebbett. Moves back to Modry. He circles away from pressure, gets it over to Dolan. Dolan cross ice pass to Ebbett. Comes off the wall, he corrals it, picks it up. Sends it up, but that does not connect and goes all the way down for icing. Faceoff coming all the way back in the King zone. Looks like the T-Bird scored over there. It's 3-1. That's good news. We need that to happen. Nine minutes left in their game. Preds move it into the center ice slot area. Battle through the neutral zone back into the King zone. Modry sends it over to Scarborough. Scarborough cuts through the red line, gets knifed off of his stick. Botro follows it up, dumps it in. Preds quickly move it out. Modry overskates the puck. Botro comes back to help him out. Moves it up quickly to Ida. Ida down the wall with some speed, cuts into the zone, loses the puck. It's got to backtrack back to it. He works through a hook, no call. Predators chip it up. That's held in by Scarborough. Scarborough's got Ebbett. He walks down, shoots it in. Oh, he comes in, picks up the rebound, and puts it behind the goaltender. Scarborough was looking at Ebbett, ran out of room, had some pressure, had to take the shot, got the rebound, and found the back of the net. Kings go up 1-0, 10:41 mark of the first period. Rafalski steps in, Coffin battling for puck possession, comes just beyond his reach. Predators move it up the far side wall, chip it in. Carvalho's back to pick it up. He circles around behind his net, pulls up, moves it over to Tui. Tui up the wall to Dean. Dean skates across the red line, cuts into the zone, drives it in behind the Preds goaltender. Coffin picks it up on the far side wall. Rafalski's got it. He gets it over to Dean. Dean back to Coffin. Coffin with it. He drives it right behind the Predators goaltender. Works up the near side wall. Predators chip it out. Tui breaks that up. Comes back to a Predators player. Tui chips it off his stick. Sends it out in the neutral zone. Predators gather it there and drive it right back in behind Lamberti. He comes out and plays it. Pushes it over into the corner to Carvalho's. Comes off of his stick. Works its way right back behind Lamberti. Tui sends it right back over to Carvalho's. Carvalho's up the wall. That caught a Preds skater. And unable to get it out. Preds hold it in the zone. Carvalho's punches the guy off the puck. Gets it over to Coffin. His clearing attempt cut off by the Preds. They come in. Lamberti's got to make a kick save. Puck works back behind the wall, or the goal. Up to Coffin. He chips it in, and that's going to go for icing. They actually wave it off. Must have touched a Predators player on the way in. Bocharov's drive cut off by the Preds D. Panamino comes in, drives it a foot wide of the net. Works its way around the far side wall there, through the neutral zone. Pack picks it up, punches it into the Pred zone, works his way down the half wall into the corner. Rowan comes in to help him out. Baker's in there for some support. Comes up to Panamino. He winds up, drives it in wide of the net. Baker's going to pick it up on the far near side corner here. Chip it out front. Sends it out and almost went off a D in on the goaltender. He's got to put a glove over it. .8:33 left in the first period. Kings up 1-0. Looks like Colorado put another one on the board, 4-1 over there. Panamino's drive just wide of the net. Sits on the half wall. Predators chip it off there. Panamino lost an edge. Baker picks up the puck. He makes a move around one defender. Loses it, gets punched out into the neutral zone. Cross ice pass, hits Pack. Pack gets it right back to Baker. Baker in the slot, trying to feed Rowing. Gets chipped into the corner off a Predator stick. Predators able to move it up and out. Modry there, and the Predators shot way over the net, high up above the glass into the protection netting.
Somebody lost a blade. There's a blade on the ice.
Oh, that's one of our players keeps losing a blade.
Oh my God.
That's number 70. He did that last game too. I'm assuming it is, anyways.
Mouthpiece or butt end's one thing, blade's another.
Get those chassis checked. Need a tune-up. Bocharov feeds it over to Ebbett. Ebbett down the left wing, zips one in, save, kicked into the corner. Predators quickly move it up the wall. Ida holds it in on a great back check. Excuse me. Felt that sneeze coming on. Puck works its way into the near side corner. Quickly transitioned out. Scarborough tried to get it out to Ebbett. Ebbett turned around and fired it. It was deflected wide of the net. Sent all the way down. That's going to go for icing. Coming all the way back into the Pred zone. Sorry about that. Bocharov picks up the puck, moves it behind the net, drives up the far side wall. Coffin picks it up. He drives it up the wall. Tries to get it to Modry on the rush. Coffin drives it in. That must have hit a player. It goes the entire length. Predators back to pick it up. No icing called. Chipped back up out of the zone. Tui off the bench, skates into loose puck. Comes to the side of Lamberti. Tui gets the wheel spinning, circles back behind Lamberti. Lets things get set up. Moves up the wall to Dean. He tried to kick it up to his stick. Comes to Rafalski. Rafalski makes a move through the neutral zone. Gains entry. Gets met with some pressure. Held in by Dean. Punched down the wall. Coffin finishes driving it into the corner. Rafalski in on the forecheck. Predators move it up the far side wall. That's met with some pressure again. Held in again nicely by Bocharov or Carvallis. Gets it over to Rafalski that takes a shot, deflected wide, and the Preds ice it again, going all the way back down for a face-off just to the right of the Preds goaltender. They got 3:39 left over there on the other rink. 4-1 lead for the T-Birds. Baker cuts off the wall, drives it down to Rowan. Rowan with the backhand and a deflection off the shoulder of the goaltender. Baker cuts off the wall, sends it in, doesn't make its way all the way in. That's cut off. Comes right back to Baker. He goes top shelf over the goalie's shoulder. Puck, first shot came right back to him, just to the left of the goaltender, and he picks just under the crossbar to take a 2-goal lead here at 5:53 of the first period. Predators with it in their own zone. They stretch past, doesn't connect, goes for icing. Face off to the left of the Predators goaltender. Rowan steps in. Chops it back to Panamino. Panamino's drive just missed the right-hand corner. Baker picks it up. He chips it over to Panamino again. Panamino's drive again, another shot, blocker or a pad save, and Pred's able to clear it out. Panamino cuts that off at the red line, goes the other way, gets knifed off of his stick. Back drives it into the zone. Rowan in on the forecheck, stretch pass. Almost cut off by Ida, hops over his stick. Pred's able to drive it into the King's zone. Botrov took the wrong angle, had to come back, skate into it. Pack's still out there, pushing it up the wall. 2-on-1, broken up by Botrov. Botrov moves it up the wall. That's met with some pressure. Comes back to Botrov. Ida gets on it. He gets the wheel spinning, cuts down the left wing, sends it back over to Modry. Modry unable to corral it. He's tapping for it, drops it for Scarborough. Scarborough leaves it for Ida. Ida circles away, big blast, deflected off a stick, way wide of the net. Finds its way over far side wall. Preds transition out, shot. Lamberti blockers it into the near side corner. Quick transition, that's going to be icing on the Kings. Face-off coming back to the right of Lamberti. Carvallis drives it up the wall. Scarborough in on it, but that's being called icing, so Kings getting called for icing again, coming all the way back down. Carvallis picks it up. He circles away from pressure, moves it up the wall to Scarborough. Predators move it up the far side wall. Coffin cuts that off there. Abbott battling for possession. Has it behind the net. Gets it out to Scarborough. Scarborough with it. Drives it back to Toohey. Toohey's drive. Big rebound. Abbott looking for it. Goalie covers it up. 3:43 left in the first period. Looks like the Ducks scored another goal. It's a 4-2 game with 21 seconds left. So the T-Birds do what we need them to do. Gets it back to Toohey. Toohey over to Carvallis. Carvallis walks the blue line. Coffin almost chipped it, just missed it. Goes wide of the net. Picked up by the Predators, chipped out of the zone. Carvallis picks it up there, circles back in his own end. Gets it over to Tui. Tui right back to Carvallis. He moves it up to Dean. Dean quickly transitions to Rafalski. Rafalski's cross-ice pass cut off. Preds drive it back into the Kings zone. Back up to Rafalski. He chips it up way in front of Coffin. Predators able to jump on that loose puck. Drive it in the zone. Carvallis meets it with some pressure on the half wall. Gets cut back to Tui. He reverses it over to Coffin. Coffin's able to chip it up and out. Rafalski gets it over to, wow, nice stretch pickup by Tui. Tui cuts in through trying to split the D. That gets broken up. Baker comes off the bench, overskates the puck. Tui comes in, drives the puck carrier off the puck, and it goes for icing. I don't know why that was icing. Thought they got the red line there. So, yep. Ducks lose to the T-Birds over there, 4-2. That's good news. Back to Panamino. Panamino's drive just wide. Baker tried tipping it in on net. Predators jump on the loose puck. They move it up the wall. Panamino turns around, drives it right back into the Pred zone. Baker's going to pick it up on the far side wall there. Quickly, she gets it out to Pack. Pack transitions it to Rowan. Rowan backhands it wide of the net. Baker picks it up, tried to get it back to Dolan, but that gets cut off by the Preds. Preds centering attempt all the way in. Wow, what a big save by Lamberti. Nice little transition pass. Sent the guy in all alone. Nice little move on the backhand, and Lamberti comes up with the big save. Rowan gets it out to Baker. Baker's drive doesn't get all of it. Another rebound, though. Comes just to the left of the goaltender. Baker picks it up, gets it over to Pack. Pack drives it just wide of the net. Comes right back to Baker again. Baker circles out of the corner, drives it back to Modry. Modry's drive, and a glove save by the Predators. So 1:35 left in the first period. Puck gets left there. Nice transition by Ida, but he just shoots it just wide of the net. Gets it back to Scarborough. Scarborough tried getting it out to Abbott. Abbott drives it right back into the corner of Scarborough. Battle for it in the far side corner there. Moved up the half wall. Scarborough comes away with it back into the corner. He goes right back to Modry. Modry walks off the wall, moves it over to Bocharov. His drive blocked down by the Preds D and hoists it up. No, not out. Dean picks it up. He gets it over to Bocharov. Bocharov gets it over to Scarborough, and Scarborough just taps it over to Abbott with a wide open net, and he has no problem pushing it in the back of it. At the 1:01 mark of the first period, Kings up 3-0. Got Ida's line out, chopping at it. Tui battling for it right in front of the net. Ida skates into it, into the zone, has Abbott down again, and Abbott from the top of the circles gets a second goal in a matter of 10 seconds. Abbott's got a second goal of the game. Kings up 4-0. So Abbott scores here late in the first period within 10 seconds, has 2 goals. Rafalski's line out now. Dean skates into it down the left-hand wall and into the corner. Battling through some pressure. Dean cuts off the wall, tries to move it up, comes back to him. Back down to Rafalski in the corner. Rafalski comes away with it, chips it up the wall to Tui. Tui walks off the wall, backhands it down to Rafalski. He winds up a little chip by Coffin, wide of the net though. Works its way back up to Tui. 19 seconds left. Tui circles away from pressure and chips it down into the left-hand corner. Predators jump on loose puck, hoist it up and out. Carvallis cuts that down, stuck at his feet. Comes back to Rafalski. Carvallis skates back into it. 3 seconds left, and that should do it for the first period. So after one, Kings up 4-0. Rowan wins it back to Dolan. Dolan chips it up to Baker. Baker gets the wheel spinning, met with some pressure in the neutral zone. Rowan helps him out. Puck stuck right there in front of the Kings bench. Preds come away with it. 2-on-1. They come in. Big blocker save by Lamberti. Quick transition up to Baker. Baker gets it over to Rowan. And wow, Baker unable to straddle the line. Gets called for the offsides. Tui picks up the puck. He sends it over to Carvallis. Carvallis back over to Tui. Tui stretch pass. Hits Scarborough on the red line. He drives it into the zone. Abbott has it. He centers it out. Gets blocked out by the Preds D. Pushed back into the far side corner. Abbott's going to jump on that. Puck driven back into the corner, far side corner. Yeah, Ida gets it out to Abbott. Abbott tried to backhand it over to Scarborough. Then it came off of the goalie's pad. Abbott sends it right back in, and a glove gets placed over the puck. You just joining us?
Sorry, am I doing what?
Did you just join us? You just
Well, I
joined
was
us?
down there. I was
Did
down
you
there.
find extensions or something?
I didn't see that.
No. All right. So back to Bocherov. Bocherov's drive off of Coffin's rear into the corner. Back to Coffin. Coffin trying to pick it out of traffic. He comes away with it. Oops. Dean looking for it. Centering pass comes back to Modry. Modry catches it on the backhand. 3-on-1 develops. Shot and a save by Lamberti in the midsection. No rebound.
I think extensions was with Arizona.
What?
I think extensions was with the Arizona group.
Oh, good. Figures.
Yeah.
All right, so Predators push it through the slot area. Come away with it off the wall. Transitioned it up and out. Picked up by the D. Tipped wide of the net. Panamino picks it up in the far side corner. Rafalski comes in, pills it out. Gets the wheel spinning. Stretch pass. Hits Dean on the right wing. Dean trying to get around. Center. Comes back to Baker. Baker sends it down to Rafalski. Rafalski unable to corral it. Lamberti pushes it back up to Panamino. Panamino stretch pass hits Baker. Baker's got Pack. Pack! He moves it over and Pack drives it right into the goaltender's midsection for an easy save.
I don't think it was that easy to see.
They would call that a bad change. My sweet God.
You want to go away, Mark? I'll go away. Rowan steps in, pushes it over to Baker. Baker pushes it into the corner. Rowan in on the forecheck. Pat cuts that off on the mid-wall. Predator's able to send it up and out, hops over Panamino's stick. He moves it over to Dolan. Dolan circles away, gives it right back to Panamino. Panamino gets a wheel spin and moves it over to, or he pulls in, shot, save, picked up by Baker. He drives it in the side of the net. Rowan in on the forecheck. Circles it back around the corner. Baker chips it up to himself, overskates it, hops over his stick. Predators jump on the loose puck, transition out through the neutral zone, back to Dolan. Dolan centering pass, picked off by the Predators, driven in on Lamberti. Big save. Panamino over there battling for possession up the wall, far side wall. Panamino chops it up and out, and Predators drive it right back into the Kings zone. Panamino with it behind the net. Stretch pass, hits Pack. Pack circles away from some pressure. He's forced to go back into his own end. Picked off by the Predators. Works its way back to Pack. He drives up the wall. Pack again with it on the half wall. He punches it up the far side wall. Tried to get it around the Predators D. Moves it up to Rowan. Baker chips it just beyond the Predators D. He goes down the far side. Feeds it over to Pack again. Unable to pick up the pass. Goes wide of the net. Comes off the back right from behind. Picks it up. Had a wide open net. Baker gets it to Rowan. He makes a nice little move and shoots it over the net into the netting. So, wow, all kinds of chances, but nothing resulting of it. Ida pulls it back. Tui skates into it. He backhands it over to Carvallis. Carvallis moves up the wall to Ebbett. Ebbett chips it up just behind Ida. Scarborough skates into it. He's got Ebbett in the slot. He tries to feed it over to Ida. Comes off of his skate. Held in by Ebbett. Driven back into the corner just out of Scarborough's reach. He skates back into it behind the net. Into the far side corner. They wrap it around the wall here. Ida picks it up. Drives it back. Cross ice over to Ebbett. Ebbett circles away from pressure back to Tui. Tui shot deflected wide. And rebound. Scarborough tried to pick it up and go high side. Comes back to Scarborough. He's got it in the corner. Gets it up to Ida. Ida with it. Gets back down to Scarborough. Scarborough back out to Ebbett. And got deflected to the far side of him instead of the shooting side. Tui picks it up. He drives it over to Carvallis. Carvallis' drive in on net and a big save.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Go get me one of those.
Yeah.
Wait, it's me or whatever.
Well, just a little bit.
Rafalski chops through.
Yeah, but you have to tip.
Sweet Jesus.
You have to tip as you often.
Great.
Which obviously I don't mind that, but.
And they move it up the wall. Drives it in. Dean pushes behind the net, all the way back to the D. Centering attempt, broken up by the Predators. Held in by Modry. He trips it back down to Dean. Dean shoots it.
Nice.
Oh, man! Big rebound by Coffin gets robbed. Rafalski drives it down to Dean. Dean's going to pick it up in the far side corner. Dean chips it back down to Rafalski, cycles it. Rafalski cycles it back down to Dean. Dean's got Modry dropping down low, looking for the big G. Rafalski with it. Centering attempt. Back out front, chip just wide of the net, back down to Dean. That's cut off by the Preds D and driven back the entire length. And that will be icing. And back, face-off coming back into the Preds zone.
Mark, you got a buck on you?
You don't have, just
You
tell
got a
them.
tip one though.
I know, I own a couple tips already.
Here, hang on.
I don't have any,
Here,
I have a
get
50.
one for both of us. Thank you.
Thanks, man. My throat's getting dry.
Me too.
Buck comes back to Dolan. He winds up, shot wide of the net. Baker's going to pick up. Nope, he's going to skate away from it. The Panamino drops down. He's able to hold his own, drives it right back just wide of the net. Actually, the goaltender reaches out with the glove and picks it up. Rowan steps in. Pushes the puck back to the Preds D. Baker chips away at it. He picks it up, moves up the wall, drops it for Dolan. Dolan walks off the wall, drives it right back down to Pack. Pack's met with some pressure. Rowan circles back into the corner, moves it up the wall. Preds are going to jump on that and clear it out of the zone. They chip it up just beyond Dolan. He gets a stick lifted. Preds centering attempt. It's there for a minute. Another shot. Another Blake saved by Lamberti. Puck driven into the near side corner. Preds with some action in the offensive zone. Nice turnaround pass up the slot area, just out of the reach. Preds move it back down into the far near side corner. Back behind Lamberti. Panamino comes in with some pressure. Preds stay with the puck. They drive it up the wall. Baker's going to skate into it and chip it up and out. That's off a Preds stick, and they held it in. They circle back. Top circle. Shot. Saved by Lamberti. Preds still with it. Behind the Kings net. Preds circling away. They go back to the D. Shot. That's cut down by Panamino. Moved up to Baker. Baker moves it up to Rowan. Rowan's got Pack. Rowan makes a move around the D. Punched off of his stick. Back to Pack. Up the wall. Carvalho drops down with the drive and into the near side corner. Pack circles back. Moves it back to Carvalho. Sends it just wide of Ida. Comes over to Baker. Baker chips it down to Ida. Ida's in the corner with it. He's circling out. Spins away from pressure. Drives it back to Panamino. Panamino drives it over, but Baker's going for a change. Carvalho cuts that off and keeps it in. Drives it down low. Pack's still out there. He moves it back down. Puck comes all the way out. Stretch pass by Modry. That's cut off by the Preds and pushed back in. Comes back to comes back to Tui. Tui gets it up to Abbott. Abbott down the right wing. Has Scarborough streaking in the slot. His unable to receive the pass. Comes off of his stick. Chips it down to Abbott. Into the far side corner. Abbott and Scarborough working in the corner with it. Moves it back to Tui. Tui walks off the wall. Drives it right back down to Abbott. Down to Ida. Ida's centering attempt gets broken up by Predators and moved out of the zone. Predators cross the red line. Zone entry down the left wing. Into the corner. Tui picks it up. Thanks, buddy.
You got it.
Carvalho sends it over far side. Back to Carvalho. Stretch pass hits Scarborough. He tries to drive it in on the backhand, but doesn't get all of it. Comes off of his stick. Comes all the way to Carvalho. He gets the wheel spin and gains the red line. Chips it in on goal. And with the pressure of Scarborough coming down, the goaltender reaches out, puts a glove over it.
It's only one game a day. Oh, shit. 2 games a move. You know? It's like, oh, you go down.
Thank you.
Little mother's milk.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like, you know, you go out of town and there's no time to go. Like, I'd like to go downtown.
Battling for it in the corner. Comes out, chipped out by the Predators. Modry back to pick it up. Through the neutral zone, gets it over to
Play at
Bocherov.
11 in the morning.
Bocherov assesses the situation, moves back into the corner. Little miscommunication there. Modry moves it up the wall. Comes back to him. His stretch pass hits Dean. Dean gets a wheel spin and down the right wing into the corner. Has Modry dropping down in the slot. Dean with it behind the corner, behind the net. Centering attempt broken up by the Predators. Out into the neutral zone. Back to Bocherov. Bocherov back, picks it up, moves it up the wall or near side wall here. Modry back over to Bocherov. He gets the wheel spinning, cuts across the red line into the zone, chips it around. He gets met with some pressure.
Christ.
And the puck works its way in on goal. He puts a glove over it.
Just watch him. Just watch him. Taking tickets.
I gotta say to my son, hey, you're fun. I go, I watch the game from this side of the glass, and you watch it from that side.
Just watch him. Just watch him.
So we got Rowan's line out now.
Absolutely drives me fucking crazy.
Rowan chips it over just out of Pack's reach, works it up the wall. Predators tried to clear it. Fanned on it. Baker battling for it. Comes out to Rowan. Rowan trying to stick handle through some pressure. Comes over to Pack. He moves it back to Baker. Baker tried to get it back to Rowan. Hops over his stick. Back down to Rowan and out of the zone now. Panamino's got to chase it back out, pick it up. Panamino drives it up the wall. That's chipped by Rowan. Rowan moves it up to Baker. Baker's got it. Oh, that was played with a high stick?
No, I thought it was offsides.
Or offside, either way. Offside, high stick. The play stopped.
It's all ball bearings.
Yeah, well,
Dang it. So Rowan steps right back in for this faceoff. Comes back to Dolan. Dolan drives it into the Pred zone. That's cut down by the D. Picked up by Rowan. Rowan moves it down to Baker. Baker gets it back out to Pack. Another comes back out to Rowan. Rowan shot just wide of the net. He moves it up the wall to Dolan. Dolan's shot wide of the net. Baker's swiping at it for a tip. Panamino gets it down to Baker. Baker with it behind the net. Gets it out to Dolan. Dolan drives it down to Pack. Pack met with some pressure on the half wall. Baker comes away with it. He's fighting through a hook. Gets it back to Pack. Up the wall. Dolan holds the line. Drives it back into the corner. Puck comes off the wall. And they move it over the far side wall. Panamino over there to keep it in. Pack in there with a little bit of body pressure. Pack trying to corral it out of his feet. Gets it down to Baker. Baker cuts off the wall. Tries to pull it into the slot. Gets knifed off of his stick. And Predator send it up the wall. Panamino keeps it at the red line. Battle for it right there. Preds come away with it. Zone entry. Centering attempt. Broken up by Dolan. Dolan with it in the far side corner. With help from Rowan. Preds come away with it. Centering attempt. Gets through. Nobody there on the right side to pick it up. Rowan there. Stretch pass by Tui, or Ebbett. Ebbett gets to Pack. Pack gains the red line, drives it in, goes for a change. Ebbett in on the forecheck, gets to the puck first. He spins away from pressure. Has Scarborough setting up on the back door. And wow, Scarborough makes no mistake. Ebbett gets it to him quickly, and Scarborough one-times it for the 5th goal of the game. I think maybe Scarborough's 2nd goal, too. Is Lamberti switching blades out too? Yeah. Is that another blade out?
You're
Panamino keeps losing his blade. Hey Doug, if you're watching, your son needs a tune-up on his skates.
I've never seen that before.
Or Greg needs to get to be do his job better. Greg, the equipment manager down there, is getting tested. Carvallis back to Tui. Tui up the wall. To Scarborough. Scarborough quickly gets it over to Ida. Ida cuts through the slot, gets the puck knifed off of his stick. Preds with it, stretch pass, back, intercepted by Carvallis. He cuts through 2D, through the neutral zone, drops it for Ebbett. Ebbett winds up, shot blocked off a pad into the far side wall. Tui's drive in, cut down by the Preds D. Moved up the wall and out into the zone. Tui pulls back away from the pressure. He gets the wheel spin, cuts across the red line, zone entry, down the right wing, top circle, looking to the center, comes out, that's cut off, hopped over Ida's stick, he's getting ready to pull the trigger. Tui comes back, gets back to Carvalho, stretch pass, hits Scarborough, he drops it for Ebbett. Ebbett works around some pressure into the corner. Battle for it behind the Preds net. Works its way up the near side wall here. Bocharov peels it off the wall, cuts to the slot. Backhands it right back to where it came from. Scarborough with it in the corner. He spins away from pressure. Sending attempt to Ida. Moves it over to Bocharov. Bocharov gets robbed with a nice save by the pad of the goaltender for Preds. They jump on loose puck, get the wheel spinning, cut down the left wing. Centering attempt again. That's cut off by Ebbett and driven back to far side. And what do we got here? Wow, we got a penalty. Bocharov getting called for a roughing, it looks like. Fred's going to get a power play.
It's like that's the coaching lesson. See, when you skate,
I didn't see what happened.
well, I mean, when you move your feet, you draw penalties.
Amazing. Don't worry, we're better shorthanded than we are. Literally, we have more shorthanded goals than we do.
Predators got it set up in the zone.
For real?
Trying to keep this thing from zeroing in and
You're like just
causing
spreading out
fuzziness.
the puck.
Shot deflected in front of Lamberti, up over the net and into the netting. So that's looks like it's coming out of the zone. Oh, face off right here, right behind the obstruction. Rafalski skates into it, moves it back to Carvallis. Carvallis moves it up the wall, back to Rafalski. He's met with some pressure there in front of the bench. Prez move it over the far side wall, circle away from pressure, back into the slot, back over, D to D, top circle, back into the high slot, shot! Wow, that just missed top over the crossbar. Nice work by Coffin. He gets the puck, sends it all the way down. Or that was Dolan. Sorry, stretch pass. King's getting caught on a change. Wow, Rowan gets back there nicely on the back check on the bad change.
That kid has some wheels.
Yeah.
And
He can
Dean fighting through some pressure. Drops it for Rowan. Rowan
move your ass. Move your ass.
had Modry on the far side. Centering tip. Wow!
Good thought.
Gets through. Nice little pop shot, but over the crossbar. Ida battling with some pressure on the far side wall. Puck comes off. Modry there. Tui there to pick it up. Tui backhands it up, but not out. Drive in on net. Lamberti pad save, kicked into the corner. Preds another shot, pad save, kick behind Lamberti. Centering attempt
You get
gets
7
over.
seconds, you get
Dean
6.
jumps on a loose puck. He's got one guy to beat. He gets the puck knifed off of his stick, but turned around, tried to feed it over to Rowan. And that's the end of the second period. Kings up 5-0. Ice cut coming up. Period action underway.
Not net sweep. Jet net.
It's like I know what you're talking
Net
about.
jet.
Looks like we have
Yeah,
Rafalski out
But
there.
it's like
And
they're
12
talking
seconds
over-
left for
Yes.
Bochro's penalty.
Yeah,
Predators cut through the
They're just
neutral
trying to-
zone.
Yeah. So
They're trying-
it's an 8-seater
Into the Kings zone. Cross ice pass. Penalty's over. Bochro out of the box.
I got a couple buddies that have used it. They swear by it.
Yeah.
Preds with it behind the net. Into the corner. Met with some pressure by Modry or Rafalski. Battle in the corner there. Tui chips it over to Carvallis. Carvallis moves it up the wall to Coffin. Coffin stretch pass to Dean, but that gets cut off by the Preds. Preds circle away from pressure, drive it up the wall and out into the neutral zone. Carvallis circles back, gets Tui. Tui up to Rafalski. Rafalski gains the zone. Dean holds up, dragging the foot. Kings go for a change. Baker cuts off the headman pass, then it jumps over his stick and out into the neutral zone. Panamino drives it up off a skate and back out in the neutral zone. Kings got a touch up. Chipped up to Rowan. Rowan cuts off the wall. Gets it over to Baker. Comes off of his stick and moves in on goal. Rowan steps in. Puck gets tied up in the feet. Preds able to chip it up. Bochro nicely held it in briefly, but then the Preds are able to chip it up and out. Modry back actually gets called for icing on that. Coming back into the Preds zone.
work out?
Rowan steps in,
No. I fell asleep.
gets it over to Baker. Baker gets it, pulls it into the corner, drops it back for JS. Pack gets it over. Pack gets it back to Baker. Baker and Pack battling for it, and they transition right back to each other. Baker tried to get it. He had Rowan. All he had to do was get it on the backhand out to Rowan. He could have pulled the trigger. Pack back to Baker. Baker up the wall. And Preds move it out of the zone. Botcherov circles back, lets people get set up, moves it over to Modry. Modry circles away from pressure. Cross ice pass to Pack. Pack over to Baker, but that's cut off by the Preds. Rowan skates into it. Down the left wing. Comes back to Baker. Baker circles back into the corner. He cuts off the wall. Into the slot. Shot. Just wide of the net. Picked up by Modry. Punched down the wall and now held in. Wow. Looks like we have a hooking call happening. So the Kings are going to go on the power play. Dean steps in on the faceoff, pushes it into the far side or near side wall here. Carvalho skates into it. Carvalho's down, drives it down to Dean. Dean circles around the back of the net. Moves it up the wall over to Tui. Tui drops it back down to the half wall over to Carvalho's top circle. Carvalho's centering pass gets broken up. Just out of Coffin's reach, back to Dean. Dean centering pass to Rafalski. Rafalski quickly transitions it over to Coffin, and Coffin has a wide open net. Kings take a 6-0 lead here on the power play goal by Coffin from Rafalski and Dean.
It's such a different game when you move the puck. There's nothing you can do as a goaltender.
Nope. Natural goals have some crazy.
Yeah, you gotta.
You get good facing 60 shots a game.
Yeah, right.
Panamino skates it up into the zone, shot, big rebound, save, another rebound. Panamino skates into it, hoists it up over the net. Abbott jumps on it, cycles it back over to Panamino. This focus. Abbott has it, drives it back down to Ida. Ida circles around the back of the net, moves up the wall. Panamino hoists it way over the net, big glove save. It was going about 2 feet over the net.
2 feet.
My depth perception is wrong. Rowan steps in on the faceoff. Moves it back to Panamino. He drives it in, rebound off the pad and the cover up by the glove. Rowan steps in on the faceoff. He wins it back to Baker. He hops over his stick. He tried moving it back. Dolan could have held that in on the blue line, but comes out in the neutral zone. Transitions over to Pack. Pack gets it over to Rowan. Rowan tried to knife it over to Baker. Pack skates into it. He stays with it, pulls back behind the net, has Panamino dropping down. Rowan's got it behind the net. He circles away, gets a puck knifed off of his stick. A big drive. Baker's going to pick it up in the corner. Wraparound attempt. Finds its way in the far side corner. Pack picks it up. Rowan's got a stick lifted on the centering attempt from Pack. Couldn't pull the trigger. Puck works its way into the far side wall. Now the near side wall. Pack picks it up. Gets the wheel spinning. Sends it up to Panamino. Panamino moves it up. He sends it 4 feet wide of the net. Wraps around the far side wall all the way out. Preds jump on it. Look like maybe offside, but they continue on. Panamino drives it back to Modry. Modry up to Coffin. Coffin chips it up out to Dean. Dean's going to skate into it on the far side wall, down the left wing. pulls up on the half wall. Centering attempt to Bocherov. Bocherov down. Shot, save, into the far side wall, pushed into the corner to Rafalski. Rafalski moves it up the wall. Now the Predators on the exit gets held in by the Kings. Centering attempt hopped over Dean's stick. He's looking to pull a point blank shot all the way back to Bocherov. Bocherov gets it over to Modry. Modry circles around, drops it back to a Preds player, comes back to Modry. Dean gets it on the right side wall here, moves it up to Rafalski. Rafalski gets it right back to Dean. Dean winds up, shot wide of the net. And the Preds are able to chip it up and out of the zone. Abbott comes off the bench, picks it off in the neutral zone, sends it in. Preds jump on it, transition right back out. Modry picks it up, moves it up the wall to Abbott. He quickly transitions it to Rafalski. Nice hold up there on the far side by Dean. Panamino drops down, or Bocherov drops down into the corner. Preds come away with it. Push it up the wall. Abbott holding Bocherov's spot. Comes back off the wall to Dean. Dean circles back, sends it into the corner. Rafalski picks it up there. He cuts off the wall, drops it back to Bocherov. Bocherov, top circle, drops it back to Abbott. He fights through some pressure, gets punched out into the neutral zone. Gets it over to Modry. Modry chips it up the wall to Abbott. He's got met with some pressure there. Pred's able to send it up and out. They don't have the red line. That's going to go for icing.
Will they have this all day long about?
Yeah.
I'll grab a bagel and come on over and just make a day of it.
That's the best thing about this tournament.
Oh, 36 shattered bucks.
Abbott steps
I
in,
think there's some good football in those.
pushes the puck forward nicely. Almost
You know, the funny
picked top shelf, but it was over the crossbar.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Pred's able to chip it up out into the neutral zone. Carvalho skates into it. Gets knifed off of his stick. Tui's there to help him out. Drives it right back up the wall to Scarborough. Comes off of his stick. Preds drive it back into the far side corner. Carvalho's back there to pick it up. He circles out from behind the net. Gets the wheel spinning. Stretch pass. Hits Abbott on the red line. Has
No, I mean, like,
got hit with some pressure. Had Scarborough skating down the right wing. Ida circles away from pressure in the corner. Sends it back to Tui. Tui back down to Scarborough. Scarborough into the slot to Ida. He gets the puck knifed off of his stick. Comes back to Ida. Sends it over to Abbott. Abbott with it in the corner. He sends it back to Ida, but that was deflected off a Pred stick and up and out into the neutral zone. Scarvalis back to pick it up. All the way back in the King zone. Carvalho sends it all the way. Far side wall. Intercepted by the Predators. Quickly moved out. Makes its way back to Carvalho. This time it's chipped into the zone by Ida from the red line. Pack in on the forecheck. Preds move it up the far side wall. Baker able to hold that in. Works down the wall into the corner. Preds wrap it around near side wall here. Panamino unable to hold it in. 2-on-1 develops by the Preds. Down the right side, centering attempt. Lamberti reaches out, puts a glove over it.
There's a couple names on this. There's some names missing, it seems like, in this team from last year.
From last year?
You know, a couple players maybe that.
I think.
Trying to find out what happened here. Baker with it down the far side wall, into the zone. Overskates back to it. Cuts off the wall, chips it down, up and into the
The
netting.
kids left 2 years ago.
Oh, maybe it was
Jones and
Jones and Conn.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the.
you know, they played for us in Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jones is at Shattuck this year.
Yeah. One of our kids went to Shattuck.
Yeah.
You.
And Conn is Penn State.
Rowan
They used
steps
to play- They
in.
used to play in LA.
Yeah.
They you know, they
Push
played-
back.
they
Dolan
played
picks it
for
up.
us.
Centering attempt to Pack. Quickly, 3-6 at 180. Gets it over to Rowan for a wide open net. And he punches it in the back of it. 7-0 for the Kings. 3:52 left in the game.
Yep. So we're actually, I don't know if news has made it out west, but we're actually merging with Thunder.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
TPH? No, TPH, yeah. Is this-
Dean jumps on the loose puck. He cuts down the left wing into the slot area. Comes off of his stick. Pred's able to move it up the far side wall. Up and held in by Modry. Transition back to Dean. Hopped over his stick. Rafalski comes in, drives it up the wall. Botrov not there to hold it in. He's got to come all the way back. Lamberti comes out of the net, leaves it for Botrov.
In Texas, all the teams in
He
Texas.
gets the wheels spinning, chops it up the wall.
Like a legitimate.
Chips it up to Modry. Modry down the wing. Tried to get it out to Rafalski. Botrov steps into it. Nice little shot. And Dean punches it in the wide open
Predators.
side of the
That's
net
good. That's good.
on the rebound.
That's the only part is it's hard to practice because they're coming from so far away.
Well, we're gonna narrow it. So there's be a radius.
Kings have an 8-0 lead here. 2:37 run time going.
Because like Thunder has kids from Florida, North and South Carolina, and all over the place. And we have kids from Texas, for instance.
Tui circles away from pressure. Moves it over to Carvallis.
Against it, we should have.
Carvallis holds up. Lets things open up. Gets it up to Ida. Ida cuts down, splits the D, and shoots it over the crossbar. Pushed back out into the neutral zone. Tui back to pick it up. Sends it over to Scarborough. Comes off of his stick. Ida skates into the loose puck. Into the zone, down the right wing. Centering attempt to Abbott. Abbott tries to get it over to Scarborough. Abbott comes back to Abbott, moves it up to Carvallis. Carvallis walks off the wall, drives it right back down to the half wall, into the corner to Abbott. Abbott with it, fighting through some pressure. Tries to get it out to Ida. Ida's drive, big save, and hoisted up and out by the Preds. Carvallis drives it over to Tui. Tui fights through some pressure there, sends it right back to Carvallis. Gets it to Abbott. Abbott moves it up to Ida. Ida walks off the wall into the slot, top circle, transitions it right back into the far side corner to Abbott. Abbott pushes it right back into the near side corner. Ida picks it up there. He pulls off the wall, cross-ice pass to Scarborough. Scarborough quickly tried to feed it over to Abbott. That's broken up by the Preds. Comes all the way back to Tui. Tui drives it up the wall to Scarborough. He drives it into the Pred zone. Kings go for a change. We got 49 seconds left in the game. Tui back to pick it up. He drives it over to Carvallis. He lets it go up the wall to Abbott. Abbott hoists it up, fights through some pressure, gets the puck taken away. Preds drive down into the slot, and Lamberti picks it up, drives it behind the net there.
Who you guys playing more?
T-Birds and Ducks.
Oh, Jesus.
Panamino circles away from pressure.
That's today.
Did they?
Tonight, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're good. Very good team. The Ducks are a good
Dolan's
team,
got
too.
it. He sends it up to Pack. Pack cuts through the zone, gets met with some pressure, and that's it. Lamberti gets the shutout.
The reason I said that is because they give you those two teams on the same.
Tomorrow's game, I believe. I don't remember what time.
Yeah. Let's see if I can
Check the
score.
site.
Get these boys ramped up a little bit. Just fun. That's all.
Don't know.
It's just, this is great.
See you tomorrow.